Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Akhil, and I just finished watching the final episode of Wheel of Time Season 1, and therefore it's time for me to give you guys my annual TV ranking. This is every season of TV I've seen this year ranked, whether it's an old show, a new show, currently ongoing show, and yes, anime will also be included. So the two anime that I talked about and reviewed on the channel this year, which were One Piece and Fairytale, will both be included on this list. So yeah. Now, a few things before we should actually do things. One, I didn't see as much as I did last year, even though there's still 28 places, but last year I saw more than 28. That's why there was like Prison Break season 3 and 4 wanted to group and the Man Man seasons grouped. But this year I did see 28, which is still a pretty damn good number, if I do say so myself. And one other thing is that I added words now like the the slides because I'm using PowerPoint, I should say. So if the post isn't clear what sorry about that. If the post isn't clear about what season TV I'm talking about for like a particular show and all that, uh, I had to like add some words so you can know what season I'm talking about. So yeah. So now that that's out of the way, anyway, guys, we can jump right into it. Here we go. Here's my ranking of every season of TV I've seen this year ranked. All right, let's stop. At number 28, we have at last place, unfortunately, I should say, Panic. Now, Panic for me was just very disappointing. I wasn't even anticipating this show that much. It looked pretty interesting, another YA type of show, and I thought this would be quite different, but no, it wasn't. It was very teen drama, teen angst type of thing, and it's sad because the show looked really cool. Like the trailers made it look very interesting, but it was just another stereotypical teen drama. And out of all the seasons I've seen this year, this is the only one I would probably give a 6 out of 10 to, which is sad because last year the lowest was Witcher Season 1, which is a 7. And by the way, I should say I haven't seen Season 2 yet. I haven't even started it, so that's definitely going to be a next year's list. But anyway, Panic Season 1, aka just Panic, got cancelled, which is no real big surprise because I really think this show didn't really go far. It did set up season 2 quite interesting, but there's only one book, so I don't know what they're going to do if they do season 2. But I'm not surprised that it got cancelled because they really messed it up because it really should have been focused more on the Panic games or the actual game of Panic itself, but that was only either towards the back half of the episode or the start of the episode. Everything in between was just all like filler, was pretty much like just unnecessary dialogue, romance, and family drama and stuff we've seen a million times before. We came here for one thing and there was Panic and it absolutely let us down. So that's why it's at last place. Now next up at number 27 we have One Piece Season 5. Yes, One Piece Season 5 absolutely let me down. It is my least favorite season of the show. It is my least favorite season of anime I've seen this entire year. It's just it's not bad, it's not even okay, it's good because I had fun watching it, but it's all filler. That's the biggest issue with it. Like another season of anime we'll get to, which is a little bit higher than this, because I did enjoy that quite a bit more, but this season I didn't really care for the villains, I didn't really care for the storylines, but I had fun with it because it's One Piece, and after the first 4 seasons being pretty good, if not great, it's sad to see this one be the bottom, but I still had fun with it and I still loved. So that's all I can say about One Piece Season 5. Now, next up at number 26, we have One Piece Season 3. Season 3 is my least favorite out of the three Arabasta Saga seasons, and honestly, to me, this season is just lazy because it takes place all in one island, and because of that, there's only so much you can do with it. Chopper's introduced, yeah, but the villain, what's it? Is it Don Krieg? I can't remember the guy's name, yeah. Anyway, the villain of the season was just very bad, and it felt like they didn't know what to do with like some of the characters like Sanji and Zoro and all that. And the fact that Nami got sick the whole season, they didn't know what to do with her too. I don't know. Like it was if it was Akira Oda's fault for actually writing the manga that way. I don't know if the show made changes or not. But anyway, what I saw was that it felt kind of lazy this season. It was just like getting from one place to another, introducing Chopper, and that's all there is to it. So all I can say for One Piece Season 3 is that I liked it, but I didn't love it. Then at number 25 we have One Piece Season 2. Season 2 of One Piece was definitely better than Season 3 and 5 because this season takes place right after they get out of the Grand Line, and once they enter, not Grand Line, once they enter the Grand Line, I should say, and exit, where they were before, And this season, it felt like they just shoehorned in a bunch of ideas. We have dinosaurs, we have big caveman type people fighting, we have a giant whale, and there's a whole story arc about that. But what's interesting about this season, for me personally, is how they set up the Alabaster Saga and how they introduced Vivi and the number agents. That was the most interesting part of season 2. It's only 18 episodes and it's quite short, so it makes it easy to binge. And all I can say is that it's fun. I had a good time with it. Unlike season 5, which was all filler, and season 3, which all took place in one island. This one, they did some interesting and creative things with it, but overall, it's not my favorite season of One Piece. Alright, guys, and number 24, we have Loki Season 1. Honestly, to me, Loki Season 1 is it's very disappointing because I was really interested to see how they would handle it, but honestly I wasn't even that excited for it overall. The season itself was just kind of all over the place for me. It started off kind of meh, but for me, as time went on, the more I started thinking about it more, I'm like, you know what, it's actually not that bad. However, I will say the final episode of season 1, or aka the season finale, is by far the best episode of Marvel TV ever. I don't even think the Hawkeye finale competes with that. Actually, maybe that's not true, but still, that episode was amazing. Seeing, spoilers, Jonathan Majors, aka Kang the Conqueror, appear, even though he's not really in his Kang form as of yet. But it's still great to see him. I can't believe they pulled that off. It was amazing. Can't wait for season 2, whatever they do with it. And yeah, Loki, I love the character, but just the show overall didn't really interest me that much. I also like Owen Wilson in the show, but everything else is kind of mad, but I still had a fun time watching it overall. Then at number 23, we have Why the Last Man. Now, I'm sad to say that this show is also cancelled like Panic, which is very sad, but I feel like, unlike Panic, this show has so much potential to grow. Like, it really does. It has so much potential. The storytelling is quite interesting. It's another post-apocalyptic type of show. It's like, we've been there, kind of done that, and, you know, because there's only one guy surviving amongst thousands of women, or millions maybe I should say, it's very hard to make the show interesting, because where your show, no offense, not to try to be sexist or anything like that, where your show is really supposed to be focused on the man, but he isn't the most likable character at times, and he makes these really crazy decisions, and the fact that he is supposed to be like the central focus of the show, and he does all these crazy decisions and all that, it makes him like not really likable. Like, I do like the actor that portrays him. I think he does a fine job at it, and the acting over in the show is quite good. But I would say that this show really, like, I really felt like it fell apart so many times. I still liked it. I still liked what I saw. I thought the acting was quite good. I thought Diane Wayne did a great job in the show. Some of the other characters and actresses too. But overall, Why the Last Man, I'm not surprised it got cancelled. I feel like it has potential, but if it doesn't get picked up or somehow come back, I'm not surprised, because this show kind of went and gone. It just went and came, and no one really paid attention, cared about it. So yeah. Then at number 22, we have Stargate Sg1 Season 3. Now, Stargate, I started watching this year, and I gotta say, I don't really remember much about it because it was like a while ago, and I haven't started watching the season I'm up to, which I talk about when we get to the latest season, which is high up on the list, I should say. But Season 3 is my least favorite because it was like all over the place for me. Some so-so episodes are kind of meh episodes, some good episodes, but nothing really that stands out so much. It was just kind of boring, more talky season, not the most action-packed and exciting. Not even the season finale was interesting. Overall, Stargate SG1 Season 3, not the biggest fan of it, but I still liked it. Then at number 21, we have Stargate SG1 Season 1. And this was a fun introduction to this whole world, this whole show. The idea of just Stargate alone is very interesting to me. I don't know why, but I'm getting a bit of a sci-fi craze these past couple months, like this whole year, ever since January when I saw Blade Runner 2049. I've been like in love with sci-fi, so there you go. But anyway, this show is fun. I do enjoy it. I don't love it as much as some other people do, but I'm glad I'm watching it. So that's all I have to say about that. Then at number 20, we have Fairytale Season 5. Yes, now in the top 20, guys. And let me tell you, this season, like One Piece Season 5, is my least favorite because it's all filler. The whole season was not even the most interesting storyline. Like, I like the whole twist about this character, Michelle, and Lucy, Michelle, and their relationship in the season was honestly the best part of the whole season. The rest of it was just kind of retread of like kind of what we've seen before and bringing back characters. That was cool though, what they did in the latter half of the season, but the first half was just kind of meh for me. Overall, I still liked it though. It was still quite interesting. The fight scenes are always great. Obviously, it's fairy tale. The fight scenes are always badass, and Natsu's literally the best part of the show for me, in my personal opinion. But it's still fun. It's still enjoyable, and that's all I have to say about that. Then at number 19, we have Brooklyn Nine-Nine Season 7. Honestly, to me, this season is is just my least favorite because it's the short. It's only 13 episodes. It makes it easy to binge because it's on Netflix. And while I haven't seen season 8 because it's the final season, I know it's been out for some time. I definitely will watch it next year, so keep an eye for that when I talk about next year's TV annual ranking. But anyway, season 7 I thought was good. It was a nice way to continue on the show. I don't remember much about it because I saw it quite a while ago, but all I can say is that I have fun with it. I laughed when I wanted to, but it doesn't feel as, crazy and as unhinged as the seasons when they were on Fox. It feels now very tame, very restricted type of humor, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Then we go into number 18, which is the show I just finished watching the final episode of recently, and that's The Wheel of Time. Now, I'm very sad because this show had so much potential, but the fact that it just didn't deliver, it's kind of sad. It's kind of shocking, but I have the 3 books. I don't even know if I want to read the second and third book now, but I still like the show, alright? I still do. I think the acting is pretty damn strong for the most part. I love this. I love the special effects. I think it all looks great. It's a visually stunning show. But sometimes the dialogue can be quite meh, quite cliched. And some of the romance is like, oh my gosh, are we really going there? Because I know that no way they're already doing this in one season. No way. I do think that the season finale felt very anticlimactic. It was just kind of build up to something and all that. And in terms of fight, the big battle at the end, again, very anticlimactic, I would say, in my personal opinion. But overall, the season was solid. It was a solid season. I had fun with it. Some funny moments here and there. I do love some of the characters, not all, just some of them. But overall, I'm curious to see, like The Witcher Season 1, how the second season goes. Because it actually has a solid rating on Rotten Tomatoes the first season, 82%. So we'll see what happens with Season 2. So yeah. Then at 17, we have Titan Season 3. Now, honestly, to me, Season 3 is the best. It is the best season, and I should say from here onwards, we get onto the great stuff, the great seasons of TV, I should say. And this season was great. It was really well done because it was very focused on Red Hood and Scarecrow. And although the Titans were there, I felt like this was more of like a Nightwing and Oracle and Batman centric type of show at times. Even though it's called Titans, I feel like this season is the best, even though it's not really focused on the Titans, which is also why it's not that high in the list. I feel like this show really has an issue with how to balance and handle its characters, but I feel season 4 will make it better because I know season 4 is coming. Yes, I know they can finish, and I'm really curious to see what they do with season 4. But anyway, Titan season 3 for the most part, I really liked it. Scarecrow though was just such a really weird villain at times. I love how Vincent, I can't pronounce the actor's last name, the guy from Mad Men basically, and he was great in that show, and he is also great too. But at times he's very weird how they handle the character. Oracle, I would say, is by far the best addition to the new cast, and uh, should I say, best new addition to the cast. And of course, Brendan Thwaites' Nightwing is great. And because Raven, spoiler one, isn't in the season that much, you kind of feel like, where's Raven, where's Raven? And then when she eventually appears, it's like, oh, okay, cool. But then it's only towards the end of the show of the season. So overall, Titan season 3, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was quite good, but I still think that this show can improve. It definitely can improve. So yeah. Then at 16 we have Stargate SG1 Season 2. This definitely amped up the stakes. It introduced the Tok'ra, it introduced more characters. We have the introduction of Sam's father, and it made it more deeper, more personal, more meaningful, and I absolutely loved what I saw. This is how you do a second season. Amp up the stakes, make more personal drama, more family drama, and introduce more characters and more lore to it. And overall, I really loved what I saw. Season 2 of SG1 was just a really fun time. Then at 17 we have 16. Wait, did I say 17? I'm losing count, but 15 you can see. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place here. But anyway, 15 is WandaVision. WandaVision to me was a really fun show because it has this unique style of humor because it goes through the eras of sitcoms, and eventually when you get to the modern day stuff, it really becomes more exciting. And you know say what you will about the whole Ralph Boner twist and all that with Quicksilver, spoilers, Evan Peters is in the show. I still really enjoyed it. It was a really fun show, quite funny at times, I'm not gonna lie. And I really enjoyed it. Catherine Hahn is great as the villain, and I do like obviously Elizabeth Olsen, Scott Witch, Paul Bettany is the Vision, and I'm curious to see where these characters go from here on onwards because I'm sure all these characters are going to appear at some point in the future. Even though this show is not getting a second season, I think we're going to get more. So yeah. Then at number 14, we have Fairytale Season 1. Honestly, to me, Fairytale Season 1 was by far the most like one of the biggest surprises of TV this year in terms of like maybe an old show I would say, but in general it was just really surprising because this season really floored me. Like I was laughing my ass off so many times. It was so funny. The characters are super enjoyable, very entertaining, and for me, what makes the show work is the action. But while the stories can be interesting, like the certain arcs, there's 8 arcs this season, I still really like what I saw. But the characters are also great too. Lucy's great. Uh, not great. I would say just fine. Natsu's great. Urza's great. Gray's great. Happy and Lucy are kind of meh for me in terms of main characters, the main five. But apart from that, I really like some of the other characters like Elfman and Mira. But overall, Fairy Tale Season 1 is just a lot of fun. It introduces us to a big new world, and this is the second anime I started watching this year. And between you and me, I I, I prefer One Piece still over this, just made me a tad bit more. But in terms of enjoyment, this might be the more enjoyable show. So yeah. Then at number 13, we have Stargate SG1 Season 4, the best season yet. This is the best season yet. I've yet to see Season 5, but Season 4 was amazing. It just had so many great episodes, some really funny moments, some really funny episodes at times maybe. And overall, it was just a lot of fun, you know. This show needs to be better than this though. I feel like when I get to the eventual end of the show, the conclusion, I'll be probably hopefully mind blown, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, and number 12, we have One of Us is Lying. I don't know if we're getting a season 2 of this, fingers crossed, but anyway, this season, this show really surprised me. Like, I was not even planning on watching it, but then started to hear some good things, and I saw shows like, oh, this is interesting, and I absolutely loved it. I don't know what it is. This show really surprised me. I think all the 4 main actors that you see in the poster here, all of them are really good. And I just want a season 2. I really want a season 2 because there's more. There's more books. And I know there's like a trilogy and all that. So please give us more. I'm down for more. This show is really, really good. Do not sleep on this show, I'm telling you. It's actually quite good. Then at number 11, we have Outer Banks Season 2. I mean, this is just a fun show, right? It's a fun show. Last year when I talked about season 1, it was like way at the bottom list of my list. But the fact that season 2 is a lot better is saying a lot because this show just elevated it and took it to a whole nother level. It was bigger, it was bolder, it was more ambitious. The action was so much fun to watch, and I feel like this is one of the shows that if you like watch from the start and continue to watch, like you really fall in love with the characters. If you come onto like a season or 2 down the road, you really won't appreciate that much. You just think it's fun but not amazing. But when you watch it from the start, it makes more sense. Obviously, why would you not watch it from the start with a show like this? It's amazing. I really liked it. Sad. I'm sad to say though it's not in the top 10. But now speaking of the top 10, number 10 we have Sweet Tooth Season 1. I mean, this show was so much fun, so delightful, so heartwarming. The reason why it's higher than like Outer Banks and all is just because I never expected a show like this to be this good. I never did. It's one of those rare shows that it just comes along and surprises you. And Sweet Tooth was that. It's probably the most surprising season of TV I've seen this entire year in terms of like a new show, I would say. And that's all I have to say about that. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for season 2 and we'll see what happens. And yeah, Gus is amazing. I love Gus. Then at number 9 we have Shadow and Bone Season 1. For me, I think this is my favorite season on Netflix this year. No, there's one more, sorry. But in terms of a new show on Netflix, this is my favorite. This show, man, I mean, it's so fun. I'm a fancy guy, so obviously I'm probably biased to it, but anyway, I just really like it. I think all the actors are really good. Ben Barnes is great as the villain, and I'm just curious to see where they go with this show in season 2 because I feel like there's again a lot more potential to get better. It's not a perfect show. I don't know if it will be a perfect show overall, but I really like it. Season 1 was great, and I can't wait for Season 2. Then at number 8, we have One Piece Season 1, the season that started it all this year for me in terms of anime, and maybe in terms of like what I started watching in terms of TV shows in general this year. One Piece Season 1, I remember watching right at the start of the year and absolutely falling in love with it. Luffy's great, Sanji's great, Nami's great, Usopp's great, Zoro's great, they're all great. The original 5 Straw Hat Pirates, the crew members, it's great. This is such a fun season, it's like Fairytale Season 1, it's so much fun, and it's not higher because it's 61 episodes. Like, it's very, very long. Honestly, to me, if they made it shorter, it could have been a lot better, but I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with it, and I can't wait to continue on because I've actually started season 6, I should say, but that's going to be our next this for sure. So, yeah. Then we have Fairytale Season 2 at number 7. Yes. Now, Fairytale Season 2, honestly, to me, really took the show up a notch and introduced some interesting characters. This is the season we got Wendy, we got Kara, we got the Irrational Sace, and it was just great. Great stuff, great action, great storytelling, and there's nothing more I can say. It's awesome. Then at number 6, we have Fairytale Season 4. Honestly, to me, this season just showed how much you could do in one self-contained island. And Zeref, it was great to see him, and it was obviously great to see the other villains as well. But this season to me really felt like they knew what they were doing with the characters. They weren't just like putting them in the background. They knew when and where to use them. And it was great also to see that this season really showed that, Makarov sometimes cannot be the strongest. There's someone else that's stronger than him, and I won't say who it is. It's great. I freaking love season 4, man. Fairytale season 4 was so good. But for me, my favorite season of Fairytale is actually season 3. And that brings us to the top 5. Fairytale season 3 is amazing because it's when the show got dark. And I like when shows slightly change it up and get darker as they go on. And this season was dark. Again, I can understand why, as I mentioned in my review for this season, why it's not everyone's favorite. Because it just changes the tone completely differently of the show. But I still really liked it because of that twists and turns and all that. It's again not perfect, but I still loved it. And it was just so good. I liked how dark it got. And that's all I have to say about that. Then at number 4, we have The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I mean, this show is amazing. The writing is great, the acting is great, and I like superhero stories that are grounded and realistic. And this is a great example of this type of thing. I've never seen a more grounded superhero story since, like, I don't know, maybe Winter Soldier or something, or Civil War. I don't know, it was just really well done. And Henry Jackman came back to do the music, and it just felt like Winter Soldier, Civil War. And fun fact, I actually rewatched Winter Soldier today. I don't know why, but I just did. But it was great. Falcon Winter Soldier is a great show. Can't wait to see these characters again, and I can't wait for Captain America 4. Then at number 3, we have Hawkeye, a show that's also recently finished as well, like the Wheel of Time this week too. And let me tell you what, this is the best show of all the Disney Plus shows because I never saw What If, I should say. And I absolutely loved it. Haley Steinfeld's great, Jeremy Renner's great, Florence Pugh, everyone in the show is great. It was great to see, spoiler alert, Kingpin at the end, but I loved it. Echo, I don't care. I actually really like Echo, and I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with her in her own spin-off show. No, she's not the most fascinating character in the whole like MCU of the year or anything like that. But still, it was interesting to see how she played into all this. But anyway, Hawkeye was great. I absolutely loved it. It's just such a fun, joyful show, and it's a perfect show for the holidays. And who doesn't love seeing these type of shows around the holidays? So yeah, alright guys. At number 2, second place is One Piece Season 4. Honestly, this season floored me. This season really floored me because they handled two things so well. They handled the survival stuff very well, but they also handled the war stuff very well. And I never thought they could make this season as good as it was. My goodness, Crocodile is great. I love that character so much. The idea of a villain just being so menacing and threatening, and the lines he said, it was just so good. This is when I felt the stakes were high. The stakes have never been higher than, I would say, my personal opinion, than in this season. Because as of right now, I've not finished season 6. I just started it. I've only seen the first 6 episodes, so we'll see how it goes. But One Piece Season 4, it's so good. It's just great stuff, and this is why I love One Piece. It's not just a pirate show. I love it when it's about the pirates and the action and all that on the sea, but when it comes to stuff that takes them out of their comfort zone, it makes it more exciting, and I loved it. It was so good. And of course, we have to talk about number one. Now, you may be wondering what number one is. It's a Netflix show. It's a show that I love. It's still my top 10 list. And it just ended off the show so well. And it's another fourth season of a TV show. And it is on my block season 4. This was by far the only show this year I would actually give a 9 out of 10 to. Which is sad. Last year I gave more 9s. This year, only 1. Because this show deserves it. This show absolutely deserves it. This show was just near perfect quality television, I would say. The writing was good. The acting was good. The characters were so good. And although Euphoria is still my favorite teen drama of all time, and I'm dying to see what they do with season 2 next month, I loved On My Block. I'm sad to see go. I'm going to miss these characters, Caesar, Jamal, Ruby, Monse. I mean, all of them. It's great. And it was a very satisfying ending, I would say. And I don't care about the freaking Free Ridge spin-off. I don't care. I'm done. I'm done with this world, this universe. On My Block, it ended so perfectly. And that's all I have to say about that. It is my favorite season of TV this year. Alright guys, there you have it. I know this video was longer than last year's, but I couldn't help myself talk about so much about these shows. I absolutely loved what I saw this year, and yeah, it was just a great year for TV. Old shows, new shows, not so much old. I was more focusing on watching movies and stuff like that. But anyway, tomorrow's Christmas. Merry Christmas if I don't put out a video, but I don't think I will. But yeah, whatever you guys are doing for the holidays, just take care, be safe, wear glasses as usual. It's still not a fully safe time to, really travel around the world. But if you are, just be safe and be careful. And all I have to say is that, yeah, I can't wait to see what we get next year in terms of shows. I mean, we're getting a bunch of stuff, more Marvel stuff, more Star Wars stuff, and we're getting more of the Rings. Finally, we're seeing that show. We're getting the Return of Warrior 9, maybe possibly Outer Banks season 3, but we're getting a bunch of stuff. Euphoria's coming back, Westworld is coming back, Stranger Things is coming back. I can't wait. Those are the 3 I'm dying to see. Stranger Things, Westworld, and Euphoria. Those 3. I mean, obviously Obi-Wan and stuff like that too, but in terms of the shows I started watching and I absolutely love and adore, those 3 shows. And plus, 2 of them are HBO shows. And HBO, they know what they're doing, right? They know what they're doing. And plus, let's not forget my list of my top 10 favorite movies of the year. That hasn't even come out yet. I still have to watch Don't Look Up. I don't know if I'll watch it tonight. Maybe I'll watch it next week, just before the ends. But anyway, it's almost 2022, guys, so all I have to say is that thank you guys so much for watching. Happy holidays. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My name's Akil, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.